since you were supposed to fight this exact bout back in March. Can you talk me through what has been going on for you in the last few months?
Yes, first of all, it was very strange to fly back without fighting, and yeah, but yeah, it is what it is, and it was also a very strange situation coming home. I know that first the fight was canceled, something I focused on the last couple of months, and yeah, from then on, I had to adapt to a complete different situation, like it was with the pandemic, and the gym was closed. The whole life around us changed a lot. The gym was closed for 2 months, so also life and training looked way different. And but I definitely kept the focus, and I kept the focus for this fight. Right, even right after it, I kept my diet straight. I kept my mind straight for this fight, and I tried to, even without the gym, I tried to prepare to stay in shape, and yeah, to be ready anytime to fight.
Emmanuel Sanchez is, like we said, he's the person who has been at the forefront of your mind. For you to get to the featherweight title, you have to beat this guy, and this has been the case for, like we said, 6, 7 months. How do you feel about this man going into Thursday night?
To be honest, I'm really not thinking too much about him. All the thinking about him is basically in the past. What I try to focus on, especially the most of the time, is about myself and to get myself on 100% to perform the way I want to perform. I try to I keep my focus. I focus on my training, on my weight cut, on everything that I need to do to perform at my best. And this is what brings me the victory.
Thank you, buddy.
Steve? Steve Jr. line is live.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And thank you, Daniel, for the time today. We talked back in March before the pandemic forced the card to be postponed. And you told me you and your team were doing all the right things, good hygiene. Nobody was working out with you if they were sick. How disappointed were you then that despite all your best efforts, the show still got postponed?
Obviously, we always do everything we can to get the fight going, to make it happen. But there are things in his life we can't control, and this is one of it. And I think there are many situations in life that we can't control, but we have the thought that we would. So this was just another situation where we got shown, hey, there are other things in life happening that we can't control, and this is one of it. But outside of that, I always try to be present in the moment and try to do everything according to my plans, to my goals, and to my dreams. So this is today no different. I prepare for fighting, for war, and I'm doing my best.
I know you told Donna that the gym was closed for a couple of months back home, but is there any possibility that if you were still working out, even with the gym closed, that you might have overtrained or gone past your peak?
Yeah, there's always an issue. So, but I try to manage in the last couple of years to listen very well to my body, and when my body tells me to get some rest, to take it. And especially having a daughter is a good a good motivation to take some rest at some time, because it's the best quality time I have.
All right, we'll go to Gareth.
Hi, Daniel. Gareth A. Davis calling from London. How are you doing, sir?
Thanks, I'm doing good. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Good to see you. Look very well. You look very fit. The beard's looking good. I just wanted to ask you, obviously it was a 3-round fight last time with Emmanuel over 4 years ago. Does a 5-round fight make a different approach? It is 5 rounds this time, I'm assuming, yeah? Does a 5-round fight make a different approach for you?
Yes, it is definitely a different thing, 5 round fight compared to 3 round fight. So in preparation, we always simulate this a lot, that I'm going through these 5 rounds, and always get the mindset for 5 rounds. When I do regular preparation for 3 round fight, you know how you keep your energy going in this 3 rounds. The goal is, or what I'm focusing on is, I want to go these 5 rounds and leave it all out there. I don't want to go out of the 5th round, and I don't want to say, I could go 6th round, I could go 7th round. This is because this is senseless. I want to go in there and I want to leave it all out there. This 25 minutes, I will leave all my energy to beat Emmanuel Sanchez.
Obviously, you want to win the title and you want to avenge your loss to Patricio Pitbull in the final and win the $1 million. But obviously, you want to ring the belt, as I say. But what would you do with the $1 million? Everyone thinks about those things. It's a little bit like winning the lottery, but obviously you're winning the title. So what would you do with the $1 million?
Yeah, you're right. Definitely, you definitely get this in your mind a couple of times. But first of all, I want to say, I thought about this a lot, and I don't want to make it the major motivation for me, because when I look where I get my motivation from, where it all started, and when I was starting with MMA, it was not about money. It was about the passion. It was about the love for the game, and this is what I try to keep every time when I step on the mats, when I step into this cage. But definitely $1 million makes it way sweeter with passion combined. And I think I will create a lot of great memories. I want to spend much time with my family. I want to visit all the places in the world I want to see. I want to show my daughter, my family, the world. I want to do all the things that I want to do in life to create special memories for my family and myself.
And finally, Daneil, if you won the belt back and you won the $1 million, is there any chance? I mean, you're still only 35, but I think it's your 52nd fight. Is there any chance you would call it a day, that you would retire, or is there still much more to come from you?
That's also a question that I ask myself a couple of times, because you get this asked questions many times from reporters and everybody. And the main thing for me is to enjoy what I'm doing. And right now, I enjoy this to the fullest, with all my heart, with all my passion. I enjoy every step on this journey, even self-isolation, sitting on the hotel, cutting weight. I enjoy every single part of it. And I will definitely enjoy fighting a Thursday night. This is for sure. But on this day, when this is over, then also my career is over. But until I enjoy it the way that I'm enjoying it right now, and my body is healthy the way it is, I won't stop.
Great to see you. Best of luck on Thursday night. Sorry we can't be there.
Yeah, it would be great to have the audience, the atmosphere, all you guys there. But yeah, I will put on a show for you, definitely. Thank you.
We'll get the job done, brother. Thank you.
Thank you.
Go to Jay Anderson.
Thanks very much. And Daneil, welcome back. Got two quick questions for you. First of all, were you surprised, given how much is on the line in this Grand Prix, that it wasn't the first thing back when Bellator returned to action in July?
Yeah, to be honest, it was very hard to figure out what was happening, and when to fight next, and what was the plans. It definitely was. I know that were challenges to bring fighters to the US from 3 different countries outside of US. So that's one thing that's not in my hands. So I don't think about this too much.
And just another quick one. In terms of the time off, I know it's been talked about a bit, but were there any benefits in terms of just healing up from any nagging injuries that you had, anything like that?
Of course, definitely. I felt like this was the first time, maybe in the last 20 years, that I haven't been on the mats for yeah, 2 months, 2 months, and it felt strange. Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it. I spent a lot of time outside and in the nature, and I really enjoyed it. But I knew it's something that wasn't there the last 20 years, and it was strange, but it was good. I took the good out of it, and but at the same time, I was very happy to step back on the mats.
We'll go to Santiago, followed by
Hi,
Ben Allen.
hi Daniel, guten Tag and greetings from Amsterdam. You were
Hey,
you were so close to winning the featherweight title back in 2018. A lot of people thought you won that fight. Did you think the same?
I know it was a close fight, and um, I thought more about the mistakes that I did in this fight that would make it a much clearer decision for the judges, or even a stoppage when I got this anaconda choke. So these are more the things that went through my mind looking back to this fight. And now I'm here, having all possibilities in this world to do it again and to create the future new.
Bellator has never visited Germany. A couple of German fighters really performed well in the last couple of weeks, like Alan Omer and Mandy Böhm. Would you like Bellator to visit Germany next year and put up a big event?
That's always one thing when I meet Scott Coker, what I ask him, bring Bellator to Germany. We will put on a great show for all the fans in Germany and around the world. Germany is a great country for MMA, and the MMA was growing so much in the last couple of years, and it would be just great to have Bellator as one of the greatest organizations for MMA in Germany, and it would be my honor to represent Frankfurt, Germany.
Good luck on fight night, sir.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Ben?
Hi, Daniel. So you obviously took a split decision over Emmanuel Sanchez back in 2016. And from that fight, do you think that you know everything that he's going to bring to the table, or do you expect him to be a completely different fighter in there on Thursday?
Not a complete different fighter, but he definitely evolved as a fighter. But his movement game is, I think it's pretty much the same. He puts on a lot of pressure. He tried to put the pace on, and yeah, that's the changements that I think that he did. But I evolved much more as a fighter, and I feel compared to our last fight, I'm definitely a complete different fighter. But also from March this year, I involved a lot, and I took this time to work on certain things, and yeah, I try to become a better fighter every day.
And just one more from me. Obviously, in the main event, we have the other quarterfinal of the Featherweight Grand Prix between a man you know very well in the champ, Patricio Pitbull, and Pedro Carvalho. Do you have a prediction for that fight?
I think Pitbull will go with the victory. Yes.
Thank you, Daniel.
Thank you.
All right, our last question for Daniel comes from Matthew Putterman.
Hey, Daniel, thank you for joining us today. I got to ask you, what is your biggest attribute as being a fighter?
I think it's my passion, because out of my passion, everything builds up. My mental strength, my motivation to train, to my motivation to improve. It's all based out of the passion that I have for the sport, and out of that grows the desire to become the best version of myself and the best fighter that can possibly be. Because what is this passion for when you don't use it to build something? And this passion was even 20 years ago in my life, and I'm thankful and blessed to have this even right now, and to carry it with me to Uncastle, to Mohegan Sun, and to Thursday night.
All right. Thank you very much, Daniel. Appreciate your time.